The Very Serious Crafts podcast is now on Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/seriouscrafts to support our podcast. You'll get early access to episodes, find out about our unfiltered patron-only off-week episodes, and more.
You're listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast.
We're very serious crafters.
And we craft very serious crafts.
Very serious.
Hello, and welcome to the best of seasons 1 and 2 of the Very Serious Crafts podcast. I'm Mollie from Wild Olive, and I'm going to be your lone host on this little adventure, looking back at some of Haley and Heidi and my favorite moments from our first 2 seasons of this podcast. We started this journey out having no idea where this would go, and it's been so much fun. And despite the fact that we are the Very Serious Crafts podcast, we laugh a lot as we hang out and talk and reminisce and all of those things. And even though we are a crafts podcast, we like to think of ourselves as a little bit of a comedy podcast too. Often that is just, it just happens. We're not trying to be overly funny, but it just happens. And so we have selected a few of our favorite clips, and we hope that they make you laugh as much as they made us laugh while we were recording and even afterwards. Enjoy.
I want to tell you guys something that Heidi did that blew my mind. So when I was in Chicago with you guys, when we went to Mollie's local independent yarn store, we were wandering around and I was fondling fiber as one does and trying to decide what yardage I needed to make some hats, because I was getting emergency yarn in case my flight did not leave from Chicago the next day. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough yarn to make a thing if I ended up stuck in the airport. And so Heidi, who has been deep in the charting and spreadsheets, asked me quite reasonably what size my head was. And I have known the answer to this many different times, but had not stored it, it would seem. And so I did not really, I was guessing. And Heidi's response, the answer, by the way, is right around 20 inches. Mm-hmm. But Heidi's response was, oh, then you need teen sizing. And there was just crickets while my brain exploded. Because, of course, that's a thing. And, I, as an aspie adult woman with certain things ordered in certain ways in my brain, had myself as an adult woman in the adult women's sizing section. Mm-hmm. Now, we've all heard me talk about clothes. We all know that that's not the case in clothes, and yet. And so I just had this moment that continued, thinking through it, why hasn't it ever occurred to me that I should actually look to see what size, that I shouldn't assume that a women's size would fit, that I don't probably need to go down a needle size or 2. I could probably just knit things actually designed to be the right size. It was a whole thing. I mean, also a very, duh moment. And so I finally started looking for teen-sized patterns on Ravelry when I got back to New York, and found the Bosch hat that I talked about last time has 2 sizes. One of them is a smaller, teen-sized head size, and I think that it's smaller adult women and larger adult women. I think that was the design idea. Yeah. But all of the sudden, this whole new world has opened to me of actually not having to be worried as long as I hit gauge that a thing is going to fit. And I feel like a gigantic idiot and also utterly delighted. So thanks, Heidi, for blowing my mind in the middle of a yarn store.
Well, and in my defense, the only reason I know that is because my head is 20 3/4 inches. Because as we determined when we hung out in real life, as Haley and I stood next to each other, not only do we have similar voices and personal styles, I'm roughly 10 to 15% just bigger in all aspects than Haley. So I'm still like neighborhood of petite, but very specifically just Haley scaled up just a teeny little bit and blonde.
I just bought a hat pattern and I'm measuring my head right now.
We have
do report back. Oh.
Yeah, Mollie's doing it right now. I should take a picture of this. This is funny.
I could not hear you because I was measuring my head, but I have a bigger head than you guys. I'm just gonna say that.
We have weirdly small heads though, like
as do most adult women.
Yeah.
Okay, so the hat pattern that I just bought should fit me, I'm gonna assume, since I measured out at 22.5-ish.
That's much more much more typical.
Like that is the size that is supposed to, yes. And the size I have been knitting for, and then wondering why my hat has drooped over my eyes every time.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's a whole thing.
So, people are always going to think that I'm on Instagram, which might not be inaccurate, but I feel like I often am bringing, like, the cool Instagram feeds, or the things that I think are cool Instagram feeds anyway. This one is a little bit on the weirder side, but I love it. And so I sent the link to Heidi and Haley in advance, and this Instagram account is called Wonderful World Craft, and I will link to it in the show notes. I found it through the other Instagram feed called 70s Dinner Party, which if you're not following that, wow. So Wonderful World Craft is just, it's almost like we probably should have made this Instagram because it's pretty much pictures of vintage crafts and vintage tutorials. And we love that sort of thing around here. It's why we often reminisce about our crafting days gone by. But some of these things are just on the slightly odd side, would we say? Is that accurate?
I mean,
to say that this is
disconcerting.
It's a lot of the kind of crafts you would find in a basement in 1973.
Right. So there's they show a good selection. Good is probably the wrong word there, but
subjective.
A selection of projects from the Great Pantyhose Craft Book, for example.
Yes. I love it.
So, because you can use pantyhose to sculpt the face of a doll that isn't weird at all, right?
One can do that, yes.
I mean, it's true, and I have seen many of them hanging out in booths at antique shops.
Yeah. There's also, it's a nursery mobile that is made out of pantyhose. I'm going to assume, colored tights plays a large role in this. There's definitely a creepy clown hanging from this.
Oh, yeah.
It's, and again, like you said, knit scarves as a title. Some of these
scarves! Exclamation
knit
point.
Scarves!
Knit scarves!
There's a book called Cat Knits. And there's a enormous dolman sleeved sweater cardigan, I'm assuming, with a giant cat and flowers on the backside of this sweater.
Yes, I'm so in.
Yeah,
there's really some very special things.
Is it
definitely?
Felted?
I don't know. It does look like it could be felted, but it says that it's 20 delightful designs for hand knitters. So,
well, that doesn't mean it isn't.
It doesn't mean it isn't, but I don't know.
Can you imagine how big it must have been if it is?
Right?
For the listener, this is 80s big.
Yes, exactly.
Sweater size. It's arms 3 times wider than any human arm.
Yeah.
Probably has shoulder pads. Definitely hangs down to your knees.
Yep.
And this is in like a regular size, presumably adult.
Yeah, the model you can tell. Her head looks so tiny on the top of this sweater because it's so big. Yeah,
it's a very large sweater.
We also in this we have lots of models, male models wearing sweaters that my mom said this was definitely the Tom Selleck era of models. That was the very accurate description.
There are some beautiful cop stashes.
Yes, absolutely.
And I say that with a dad who has a cop stash.
Yeah.
Because he was a cop.
There's, some things I was describing this to my dad because I love talking about these things with people even who don't care about crafts as much as I do. But it's a mobile that you make out of eggshells and a coat hanger. And he just said, why? And that was exactly it. Why would you make this? It's not attractive and exciting, but there it is. It was a craft to be made in the past.
Why would you make it if you weren't 5?
But you wouldn't make it out of eggshells if you were 5.
If you were on the farm and didn't have access to a craft store, says the girl from North Dakota, you might.
I suppose.
I like that it says underneath, this makes a pretty decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just what was happening. Like crafts out of bleach bottles. I have so many crafts that are made out of recyclable materials that people couldn't bear to part with. And I think this is, and then I feel like this goes from the like older timey way of like making an amigurumi nail polish cover that looks like a poodle or like a toilet paper cover that looks like a poodle, evolved by a couple decades, but made with like weirder and weirder things. Because this was like in the era of like aspics in cooking and like Jell-O with hot dogs in it. Like this whole taste was questionable as a whole in this era, which is why it rules.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong. So I mean, I don't want to dwell on this for too long. But I will say, here's the last 2 things. First of all, just quickly, you want to come to this Instagram feed, if only for the post on how to make kinky paperweights. And that's all I'm going to say. Before we move on to the uber creepy crocheted doll. Yeah. How to make kinky paperweights. And I'm not going to say anything about it. You shouldn't say anything about it. That's all that there is.
I'm not saying anything about it.
Yeah, you guys just need to go look at this, listeners.
Yeah, just go check it out.
Because it's horrifying.
You'll also be treated to the uber creepy crocheted baby doll. It has eyelids and like a shaped nose and mouth. And it's
a lot to handle.
Yeah, I mean, if you have nightmares about dolls, actually you probably shouldn't look at this thing, but it's I just don't know what to say about it.
You just said it's a sight to behold.
It is.
And its outfit says in German, I am your cuddly baby.
And I would not describe the doll as cuddly. How about you, Molly?
No. I mean, maybe if you covered its face. I mean, and honestly, I love babies, and I love baby dolls, but this thing is, don't give this to your child.
It's ill-advised is what it is.
It is.
Definitely not. Imagine coming upon that in a dark basement.
No, thank you.
Oh, no.
So yes, have fun.
Take in all of the glory of the wonderful World Craft Instagram, because I think it could be pretty amazing.
I'm
just
very,
saying.
very here for this plan.
That's totally going to happen and in the near future. 100%.
Oh, we are Velvet years old, guys.
What?
Velvet. It's a very 30s thing.
Oh, I see.
We are velvet years old. We're entering our Stevie Nicks phase.
I'm the youngest one here. I don't know if I'm prepared to say I'm in my Stevie Nicks phase yet. I think I feel like I have to be like. I feel like I need to be in denial. But if you make
those overalls, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to be in denial for a little bit longer.
All right, I support you. And also the overalls.
Ooh, if you made them in Haley, if you made them in pink and wore them to the wing, they would be so into it.
There are velvet pink chairs at the wing.
You could just sit there and be invisible.
I can just imagine. I'm actually considering on this subject. I'm actually considering a pair of dusty rose wool trousers,
like a teak rose almost. Like
very antique rose. A little on the like smudgy brown side.
A little on the like late 80s makeup palette feeling.
Oh, I was thinking more like a little on the Victorian, the Victorian color.
Of course.
Like the inside of Victorian coffins.
that color that everyone calls by that name.
Oh my gosh!
Inside a Victorian coffin.
It's
a great color.
Muted pink, but it's a big deal because I hate pink.
Well, and if you're dead, you won't care that there's pink in front of you.
These are pants, I'm not sewing a coffin. I'm sewing pants.
But in the color of a coffin.
A no-sew coffin. A no-sew coffin project.
Oh my gosh.
From Red Handled.
No.
It's been so nice to actually take these old things that have just been sitting there for a long time and really make it happen. And it's a thing that I do with my crafting all the time in various things is when I always keep sketchbooks of things, and occasionally it's just time to pull them out and look through them. And even if an old thing doesn't translate into the new thing, it often inspires it and kind of gives it something to go. So this is my grand advice for everyone is keep sketchbooks and like look through the old ones every once in a while, and sometimes you will go, wow, that was terrible. What was I thinking? but then occasionally you find a gem and you're like, why did I never do anything with that? So there it is. It has worked out well for me.
No, I've got color-coded note cards for different kinds of projects, and every project idea goes on a note card in that color-coded area, and then I've got like this basically recipe box to flip through, which is fun because you know how when you have just an idea, but you are in the middle of 3 other things at the time, and just write it down and be like, all right, that's out of my brain.
Yeah.
And I don't look at them nearly as often as I should, but when I do, I'm like, oh, yeah, why don't we do that?
I feel like having a Rolodex would work for that system, too. Like if you had a really cool vintage Rolodex.
Yeah, it's just fun to spin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I am now on eBay.
Yeah.
Looking up my Rolodex.
Crafty inspiration Rolodex.
I wonder if there's a Rolodex punch.
Well,
I imagine there is.
I think there is, yeah.
Well, because like I've used the Happy Planner, which is really big right now in the planner world, and I'm not much of a paper crafter, but the Happy Planner I love because you can get, it's a 3-hole punch, but instead of punching 3 holes, it punches 9 like little notches, so you can spiral bind your notebooks and also be able to rearrange the pages. It's literally a Rolodex, but as a notebook. So there's got to be a punch for Rolodexes, because Rolodexes obviously predate the Happy Planner.
I'm sure that I could fall down a whole rabbit hole of Rolodex and Rolodex related tools. I'm sure there's like the be all end all of like vintage Rolodex that Rolodexes that Rolodeces that people are searching for at antique shops. Like I can see this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm maybe avoiding it.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
There's also, you could also get like a crappy vintage Rolodex and paint it to look like sushi. See, we're connecting the dots here.
There you go.
What?
I'm not sure what that really would look like, but I mean, it is like a sushi Rolodex. It works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sushi roll.
Exactly.
A dex. Yeah. Oh boy.
Guys, I don't get it.
Yeah, Mollie's picking up when I'm putting down Haley.
I am clearly too literal. I have no idea what either of you are talking about.
I have no idea what it would look like, but it's the wordplay here. A sushi roll.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I can picture what it would look like because sushi roll.
You have to have a very
they're round.
Yeah.
So
it needs to be a very full Rolodex, I think.
But you would only see it from the side.
Yeah.
Like, it would only be in its full sushi glory if you came at it from the side, not head on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
Yeah. This is us designing in real time collaboratively, folks. This is how our brains work.
Aren't you super excited?
I did not see that conversation going in that direction, but that was fantastic.
I mean, see, your sketchbooks lead to all kinds of inspiration.
That's right. I just use like composition books. I go cheap and easy, and I just have stacks of them. But now I see the error in my ways.
Sushi Rolodex.
Yeah, why aren't you using a sushi Rolodex? Why isn't everyone?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay then. Well,
I don't have. Yeah.
Transition out of that one.
I'm working on it.
Okay, so that was an example of how sometimes while we're in the middle of recording, we get ideas and we think that they're brilliant. I don't know that they really are, but whatever. Other times, while we're in the middle of recording, other things happen. Now, I wasn't present for this episode, but Haley and Heidi were talking about vintage yarn and, well, in the midst of it, they learned some interesting things. And I have to tell you, this is one of my personal favorite moments of this entire podcast. I didn't even get to be part of it, but I laughed and laughed as I was editing the episode, and I hope you enjoy it again now.
But, so all this to say is the current sweater that I'm working on right now actually is, this is the first time I will have knit a vintage sweater from a vintage pattern using the originally intended vintage yarn. So that's cool. I feel like it's really cool. Thanks to eBay and various antique stores. Sorry, I just ran over my long tail. So thanks to eBay.
Yarn.
Yeah. Yeah, not my own. I'm not a cat.
Okay. Yeah, we forgot to tell you.
But yeah, so thanks to eBay, I was able to get a lot of 6 skeins of this yarn that's from a company that's called Columbia Minerva. It's a yarn company that is now defunct. And they made this...
Columbia Minerva?
Yeah, just like...
As in, go Team Goddesses.
Yeah, totally. And so the whole brand is just called Columbia Minerva. And then the specific yarn I got is called Knitting Worsted. Not like fantabulous wool yarn. It's literally just called Knitting Worsted because this is from the early 60s. Oh, and people just named things what they are. Go figure.
Old Sears catalogs make me so happy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, yeah, that is exactly what that is.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. And so I have 6 skeins of this yarn that is 100% virgin wool, according to the label, washable colors, and permanently moth-proofed. So...
What, pray tell?
I don't know.
Chemical is in that
It
yarn.
sure feels chemically to the touch, I'll tell you that much. So I don't know if this is like basically proto superwash. I assume this is 100% wool that's just soaked in plastic at some point. But 100% moth-proofed, or 100% virgin wool, permanently moth-proofed is what it says on the label. So guarantee, Columbia Minerva yarns are guaranteed against manufacturing defects.
I would just like to say they better be, since Minerva is the Roman goddess of wisdom, and Columbia is obviously a goddess-ish of liberty.
Well,
goddess-like.
I don't know.
Adjacent.
I'm just so here for this. Like, and on the label it even says, use fabulous wool care, the cold water wool soap for perfect washing results. And it's wool care with a K. So I'm here for this yarn. Like, this yarn was designed to still be wool, but address the needs of a knitter in 1960. I'm here for that. Anyway.
I am so curious about the permanently moth-proof.
Yeah, I am too. While you Google that, I'll just talk about the pattern.
You know that I'm looking that
I know.
up,
I can hear your keys. Anyway, listeners, sorry. This is what happens when you get Team H in the house without Mollie to keep us on track.
Sorry.
So the booklet that I'm working from, I found this magazine called Teach Yourself to Knit the Easy Columbia Minerva Way. Book $7.44, list price 75 cents. And on the cover, there's what's supposed to be a mother and daughter standing or sitting back to back, both knitting at the same time. So I think the idea is that you're supposed to be able to buy this book and like teach your child to knit with you. And then it comes with all these patterns specifically for Columbia Minerva yarns.
Cool.
And the pattern that I am knitting is simply called Garter Stitch Cardigan. Pattern number 744-30. And I mean, it is what it says it is, a plain seamed garter stitch cardigan.
Oh, yes. I love that.
It's kind of, and it's definitely of the 60s. Like it hits right at your upper hip. And it's just garter stitch all over. And then for the finishing, you hand seam a rolled hem at the collar, cuffs, and hem of the sweater. And then you do, I think, 6 buttons. But I'm excited because I think I'll be able to finish this thing while on vacation, other than maybe the buttons, because it's worsted weight. And I'm just so excited to actually be working from a vintage pattern in its originally intended yarn. It's cool.
That's delightful.
I had to, and all the sizing, I had to use vintage sizing. And in the show notes, I am sure I've linked this in past episodes where I've talked about making vintage sweaters, but there's a really good sizing chart so you can compare your contemporary size to what your vintage size equivalent is. Because I think I'm like an 8 or a 10 in contemporary sizes and a 14-16 in vintage, depending on the pattern.
Yep.
So I'll link to that stuff because it's a really useful resource. And beyond saying that I'm doing this thing, that's mostly the topic I have. But if anybody has any questions or anything about working with a vintage pattern, they can shoot me an email as well through the podcast.
I have information.
Yay, tell me. I'm so excited.
On moth-proofing.
It's probably giving me a disease as I work on this, but go for it.
Okay. So, moth-proofed wool yarns are made by adding mitten FF, MITIN-FF, which is sulfofuran sodium.
Sounds very 1960 as far as chemical names.
And it's pretty regularly listed next to DDT with pesticides.
Oh, crap. Am I not going to be able to wear this thing?
It has... Okay. It has been shown...
Are you ruining my project while I'm casting on the first sleeve, you monster?
Shown according to the EPA fact sheet for it to be a known neurotoxin. Dermal skin contact studies have shown erythema and necrosis in test animals.
Is that if like I was dipped in a vat of this? Or should I genuinely put down the knitting right now?
Okay.
And have my project ruined? Because this yarn is in incredible shape for being dead stock from 1958 or whatever.
It's also been known to cause altered sleep time. Okay, so...
This is terrible news.
And I'm getting this information from, well, both the EPA fact sheet and from a website called Knitting the Natural Way.
I am not knitting the natural way.
Which also does reference the EPA. And it says, quote, though the consumption through yarn is minimal compared to working with the raw pesticide, you have to consider what effects working with and wearing yarns coated in even a very low dose of neurotoxins might have. And what about the... Never mind. I'm going to not continue along. There haven't been many moth-proof hand knitting yarns available, which is interesting.
Maybe because they're killing us. I'm being killed in real time.
And moth-proofed yarns are used mostly for items like rugs.
Okay. So,
which makes a lot of sense.
Maybe I'll have to latch hook with this yarn after I finish the sweater and then tear it apart because I'll never be able to wear it. Dang it!
I'm sorry. I mean, since I was a kid, I have always liked rocks and crystals and things like that. But I'm also kind of witchy, so I like those things for those reasons too. But I've been really enjoying making like custom jewelry for me. Like I made, and I will show you guys this triangular beaded thing with metal work on top.
Nice.
And I managed to get the balance of it right so it does not tilt. It actually stays centered, which is, it didn't occur to me until I was doing it, that is actually a consideration when making jewelry.
That makes sense.
And so I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But now I cannot for the life of me find, I went to a bead store in Midtown in Manhattan with some friends who were visiting town last year, I think. So I bought some beads with the intention of making a necklace a while ago. And I also have a favorite necklace from like my college years. It was a vintage necklace that the string finally disintegrated basically, and it's cat eye beads. And I definitely saved them and put them away. I cannot find either thing right now, and I have been tearing my workspace apart, just trying to figure out where in the world I put these things that have just existed in my workspace, like as things that I have seen in passing for so long, and I can't find any of them. And now that I'm totally ready to make some jewelry, I don't know where they are. So I guess I have to actually finish organizing or reorganizing my studios because I don't know where they are and I want them now.
At my house, when that happens, we always say, oh, they're in a really safe place.
Oh, wait. I like that. Mollie, I thought at your house it was that one pouch where you lost your coffee sleeve the night before our live show.
Yes. I will check and see if your beads have ended up in the magical, magical project bag.
Something else in that pouch?
There was at least two things.
Yeah, there were at least two things.
Yeah.
Maybe my beads are in that pouch. Would you check?
I will check.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle
never know.
of craft storage.
Which is kind of like, well, I have Craft Narnia under my desk.
Yeah.
At the moment. And have long had Craft Narnia. That used to be where like CHA samples and stuff lived. So it was always... I very nearly built a little door just to put all of it behind there so I could.
So then you can be like, yeah, it's organized in there.
Like a cupboard and call it Craft Narnia. But anyway.
Yeah. I really hope that if you had put that door in, you would have made an entranceway that was all filled with fur coats. Little fur coats.
Hello, vegan.
Right, but you could just do faux fur, and then make them
all right,
and then make them cat.
Yes,
and then make them cat sized. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good idea. I didn't know where you were going with that, other than I got the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe reference. and the fur coats, and that was not where I thought you were headed. I really appreciate.
You're welcome, everyone.
I don't know if I'll ever find out truly where, any kind of history to go along with it. But as I was or trying to find out more about my particular spinning wheel, is I found this website, and it's theknittinggenie.com. And there's some fun stories that were actually published in newspapers going back to early 19th century. So we have one that was from the coroner's inquest from 1827.
Wait.
Yeah. This was in the Burroughs Worcester Journal. It says, on Thursday at Hollow, on the body of a poor woman of the name of Martha Middleton, who dropped from her chair whilst working at a spinning wheel and instantly expired. Verdict: died by the visitation of God. But
what?
But the spinning wheel is part of the official inquest. I loved it.
I mean, died by the visitation of God. So you better hope that God doesn't visit you while you're at the spinning wheel, because it does not end well.
Right? Then we have from 1841.
That is how you get a ghost.
Yeah.
That is definitely how you get a ghost in your spinning wheel.
It is. We do have also the story of it says, there is now in the possession of John Abbott of Follafoot a cat which is possessed of faculties unknown by any grimalkin that we have seen or read of. This domestic tiger, this domestic tiger can easily open or fasten any door of the cottage in a manner astonishing to behold by actually climbing up and placing its foot in a peculiar manner on the latch. But what is most wonderful, Mrs. Abbott, who is the last remnant of the olden time residing in that village, occupies some portion of her time in spinning, to which the puss lends all the assistance in her power, exerting her utmost in the carding of the wool. And when... wait. It gets better. And when her...
How do I get one of those?
And when her mistress will allow, will rattle about the spinning wheel in a manner that would bring the blush on many of our modern female cousins, who would find some difficulty at least in competing with this self-acquired performer on the spinning wheel.
So it's like a pole dancing cat?
I guess so.
There are so many things to dissect.
I know. I will put the link to this in the show notes so that everyone can enjoy these stories. But there's one more that I thought Haley would especially enjoy. Yes.
Oh boy. I don't know if I can handle more.
This one probably won't make you blush, but we hear from Wingrove near Islesburg in Bucks that a few days ago, one Susanna Hannox, an elderly woman of that place, was accused by a neighbor of being a witch, for that she had bewitched her spinning wheel so that she could not make it go round, and offered to make an oath of it before a magistrate. So apparently...
Yes, witchcraft crafting.
Yeah, I mean, she's placed a curse on the spinning wheel.
I don't think it was a curse. I'm pretty sure. Wait. Is the witch stopping the spinning wheel from moving or making it move?
Yeah, she bewitched her spinning wheel so that she could not make it go round. So the witch did this to someone else. Yeah.
Oh, see, I was thinking the witch was shortening her own work by making the spinning wheel go on its own, which is a far better use of that kind of thing.
Well, if you think about it, she hasn't, it doesn't actually say that she hasn't done that. Like, it's quite possible that she also bewitched her own spinning wheel to produce faster. Therefore,
I mean, that would be some witchcraft.
Yeah, therefore outproducing the neighbor. I mean, you don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
Where do I learn these spells is what I want to know.
I don't know.
I mean,
that was from...
I hear tell that there's some knitting in my sleep that I could be doing.
Okay.
Like, honestly, my crystals need to get with it.
Well, this goes back to the Whitehall Evening Post in London from 1759. So first you're going to have to hop back in time. Then you can get your information from Susanna Hannox.
I mean, I could just get out a pentagram, Molly, and call her up.
Oh, this is so funny.
Anyway.
Yeah. I was just like...
What was it? Wait, was it pentagram that you said? What was it?
Pentagon.
Or pentagon?
I was
Pentagon.
Yes, I called
Pardon
it a
me.
pentagon. Yes, it's true. Sometimes I use the wrong word or forget what I was going to say entirely. I don't mind being the comic relief in this show. Anyway, here's a listen at how that original pentagram conversation got started, and it explains a little bit about why I don't do much knitting math either.
Oh, and one last thing that I was going to mention was I do have a hashtag I use on my Instagram sometimes. It's stop, swatch, and block it. Yeah, I like to use that whenever I'm posting about like design stuff because that amuses me.
I like it.
And it also, like, if you'd like to get it right on a big scale, that's... Honestly, you won't be sorry that you spent that time.
And, like, if you have any sort of RSI, like carpal tunnel tendonitis, like, just go ahead and do the math and save your body for actually being able to make something instead of making something and being like, wow, I just knitted 306 rows and I can't feel my thumbs, but now I have to tear this all out because I screwed it up. Like,
yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, I mean, and it's taken me years of design to, like, being a designer to be smart enough to design in this way. But I am team graph paper and team doing all the math.
But as I told Haley earlier this week, I just usually try to rely on some sort of knitting incantation. Was that what I said?
It was knitting incantation.
The knitting math.
Which is my favorite idea.
The knitting math is still a little, like... scary to me, so when I see it actually played out, I'm like, oh, well, that made a lot of sense. That seemed a lot easier than what I would have been trying.
I can just imagine you, like, sitting at a table with everything pinned and spread out, just, I don't know, nonsense words flying.
A pentagram on the ground.
Well, probably not.
Needles, obviously.
Oh, yes.
I mean, but that's the only way to really get the knitting gods to listen.
I'm a good Christian girl. I don't do any pentagons.
Pentagons? I mean,
I'm not even allowed to say it.
I feel like, honestly, that said it all right there.
Oh, man.
No, I do pentagons. But only a little bit in English paper piecing. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Although I like hexagons significantly better than pentagons.
Way better. Yeah. Anyway, we're heading down a whole other topic now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So I will say, words sometimes do get us into trouble on this podcast. We try to keep this to be a somewhat family-friendly podcast so that anyone can listen. And that takes us to what has probably become the most famous or infamous, if you will, clip from our podcast. It's one of our favorites, probably our most favorite, certainly the one we talk about the most, and that is the topic of hamster sweaters. So no best of episode would be complete if we didn't include this. Please enjoy this gem from episode 2, our very second episode of the podcast that will live on forever. But we want to hear from you, Heidi. What have you been making lately or getting excited about? What's new?
Well, the big project that I just wrapped up was this collection of miniature sweaters. They're called mini fandom sweaters. I don't want this to sound too pluggy, but these sweaters are inspired by 5 of the biggest fandoms out there. So we're talking things like Wonder Woman, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, Harry Potter. I wanted to do more, but at a certain point, 5 patterns was enough to have on my plate. And
they are glorious.
Thanks. But the thing with these sweaters that, like, when I talk to people about, like, oh, what are you working on? They're like, so these are tiny sweaters. Why?
and for reference, for people listening, how tiny are they? Like, what's the measurement?
They're about 5 inches tall.
Okay.
They do in
so a medium-sized rat could wear them.
Well, it's funny.
Or maybe Mollie's guinea pigs.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Well, it's funny you guys talk about rodents and these sweaters, and I swear this story I'm about to tell, Haley and Mollie have not heard before. So I made my first tiny sweater as just a free blog pattern for Harry Potter's birthday, which is at the end of July, which I'm a former teen services librarian, so this is something I know about. Common knowledge to me, but maybe not everybody knows when Harry Potter's birthday is. But so I made a tiny Weasley sweater that just had, I put an H on it for Heidi/Harry Potter, or Haley in this context. And I was at a music festival, and this was the middle of the summer, and so already knitting out in public in the middle of the summer extra catches people's attention. Like, people already get excited when they see crafting in public, no matter what. But when it's knitting in the middle of July, they're like, what is wrong with this person? Happens to me a lot. But I'm working on this tiny sweater, and I'm doing it on double-pointed needles. So there's 5 needles, and to somebody who's never seen that before, they're like kind of shocked. And so I'm sitting on the ground at a music festival, just like having a beer, enjoying the music. And this really intoxicated woman starts stumbling past, and I'm just trying to make sure she doesn't like trip over and like spill on my work. And then she's like talking to her friend, and she's like, oh, this music festival has all these hipsters. And I was like, oh boy, I'm just gonna make sure I don't get spilled on and just ignore this person, because making eye contact seems like a bad decision. So I'm just, head down in my work. And then she staggers close to me and looks down at my knitting and goes, and this is knitting a hamster sweater. I'm not even joking.
By the way, listeners, Heidi has not yet learned that she can't use those words on this podcast.
Oh, sorry.
But
I'm so impressed that Heidi got in trouble before I did. I don't understand how it happened.
And I used to work with children.
Never mind.
All right, that's going to bring this best of episode to a close. We hope that you have enjoyed listening to some of our favorite moments from the first 2 seasons of the Very Serious Crafts podcast, and we would love to hear from you what some of your favorite moments have been as well. And now, on behalf of Haley and Heidi and myself, we want to say thanks for listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Serious Crafts, and on Facebook at Very Serious Crafts. You can also find show notes and all things Very Serious Crafts at veryseriouscrafts.com. And finally, if you're a fan of the Very Serious Crafts podcast, please leave us a 5-star review on whichever platform you use to listen to podcasts. Good ratings help us show up in recommendations, which helps more people who love crafting find us. Thanks so much for listening.